Okay. Dan who? Dan double you. Let's go. Ow, wow, listen right now. Everybody knows the man that says pow. Start the show, gonna talk some toys. This is for the grown-up girls and boys making noise. Let's start the show. Talking Marvel Legends and the money that we blow. Honestly, look, there ain't no stopping me. Turtles and Joes too, let's do this properly. Need to buy more toys, don't tell my bank. Wasn't me, promise it was Hellfire Hank. Whole Who crew, look, they made me do it. If it lands at my door, then I best review it. Screw it, I don't usually boast, but I got Rich M, he's here to host. Raise a toast and raise some ducks. This isn't your average show, we're deluxe. Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. This is episode 239 of the Dan Who livestream, where we recap the week that was in Marvel Legend news. And of course, I am not on my own. He is here with me. It is Rich, displayed once. Rich, how you doing?
Hey, I've been sitting there a week. What do you mean? What do you mean?
I know. I should mention. I'm back. Not that anyone noticed, but I did Legend of Liquor on Sunday anyway, so I've already been back on YouTube. But yeah, me and Amanda went away for our 20th anniversary, and she actually brought me a trophy. Like, she genuinely brought me a trophy, and she packed it and gave it to me in Greece and was like, "Here's your trophy." And I was like, "Finally, some recognition." So yes, I got a trophy. That's what I got for my 20 years of commitment to the woman I love. But yes, 20
Why did you get Amanda? She'd put up for you for 20 years as well.
That's the treat. That is her gift. I'm the gift that keeps on giving. That is, she gets me. No, but yeah, it was fun times. We had a good time, and there was one tiny little reveal while I was away, so I can forgive him. The live stream is next week, so that's what we're going to be discussing today, because Hasbro have, of course, today announced their live stream, which we knew one more was coming before San Diego Comic-Con, and they have announced that it is next week. And luckily for me and Rich, it's like they do this on purpose, Rich. They just know, but it is on a Thursday afternoon, so this will be at about 4 p.m. our time. So we can stream in our usual regular scheduled slot and be right on time with the news and reveals, which will be the last set of reveals before San Diego Comic-Con, because yes, it's that year already. We are approaching June, and by the end of June, they're halfway through the year, and yeah, it's crazy how quick time flies. But yes, more Marvel Legend reveals after an awkward time in the toy community for the last couple of weeks. Well, I was about to say nobody's fault, but there are some responsible people, I'm sure. But in regards to our hobby, all the toy companies have had to take a pause to reassess the situation because of these tariffs, which have been a pain in the ass for everybody, of course, not just the toy world. We're not naive to that. But we talk about toys here, and some of the toy companies have had to announce price hikes. Hasbro even put their stuff, like they stopped pre-ordering stuff, didn't they, for a little bit on Hasbro Pulse US. We didn't experience that in the UK, but hopefully next week, when like Rich is concerned that on next week when they reveal stuff, there might be some we don't know what the price is going to be, right? Could there be a price hike for these are going to be the first set of pre-orders since after the tariff situation. Now, we know the tariff situation has calmed down a little bit, but that's only for 90 days. So there might be some price hikes next week. We'll find out. Hopefully it's not horrible negative news again, but we'll find out. We will discuss. Hopefully, Rich, right?
Fingers crossed. I'm not confident that any excuse to put up those prices.
I know. Well, we will discuss the live stream later today, of course. But first, let me say hello to you guys. Hello, welcome. If you are new here, we're here every week recapping the week that was in Marvel Legend news. Yeah, I always do the housekeeping first, just in case it is your very first show. So, as always, hit that join button. That's what it's all about. Become a part of the channel. Literally support the channel, be a part of the channel. You can do that by Friday. Our talking robot assistant, she will read your super chats out loud. And the tariffs may have caused inflation, Rich, but for 239 episodes in 5 years, I have never increased the price of Friday. She remains at the £4, $4 price point. She forever will be, as a treat to the people that want to contribute via the Streamlabs donation link link in the description or the $ in the YouTube chat. I appreciate it. Get involved with the conversation, of course, and I will be doing the after show today. We are back. We haven't done one in a couple of weeks because the week before I went away, I literally was flying within the hour. So yeah, so back tonight with the after show. So if you are a channel member at the Who Crew Deluxe tier, then you can be a part of the show and join us with our speculation and predictions for next week's Marvel live stream. And if we get 5 super chats during the course of today's stream, I will leave that to be live while I leave it to be public while we are live. So that is completely up to you. It's going to happen nevertheless, but again, just an incentive for people that want to support. I appreciate you very much so. But let's actually start off, Rich, with some pickups, because we don't usually do this because we don't usually get a lot. The distribution's all over the place. But I actually have some Marvel Legends related stuff, and so do you, right? Do you want to kick us off? What you got?
I do. Well, I feel like I'm in like one of those piecemeal meal groups where it's like you buy one, like get one sent one every month, and then you can build the big figure at the end.
Yeah.
So I've got this month's X-Men wave figure, Nemesis wave figure with X-Factor Cyclops, who has his boots painted as well.
He does have his boots painted.
He looks good. Comes with an arm, I think. An arm? Yeah, I think
Yeah,
comes with
there
an
it
arm.
is. I got him right here. Got him
There
right
you
here.
go. So I'm slowly now, like 3 more, and I'll have the full thing. Maybe by Christmas, I can build Nemesis.
Yeah, so for everybody that's not in the UK that's unaware of this situation, the Nemesis Build-A-Figure wave has been trickling out 1 figure a month, essentially. This month we got 2, but we got Wolverine in February, and then we got Nightcrawler in March. We got absolutely nobody in April, and then in May, we've just got Cyclops, and I'm assuming you also got Rich Fabian, or you had Fabian already, because
I already had him.
yeah, because I reviewed that's the one I've reviewed. That's the one I haven't reviewed. So Fabian, Cortez, and Cyclops both arrived in the UK this week. So I reviewed this nice and timely. Rich managed to let me borrow here so I could review it. So we've seen that one. Is there any point me even reviewing this? Do I even bother? Like, I have Jean Grey, and this Jean Grey is the Jean that goes with this Cyclops, right? So that's an actual pair for Marvel Legends, correct?
Yeah, I reckon just review the Build-A-Figure and then do like a ranking when they're all in now. It's too late. You've missed the boat.
The boat's missed. The boat has been missed. The boat has been missed. But I have got Jean now to go along with Cyclops. So we just need Angel, Beast, and Iceman in certain looks to complete that original X-Factor team, where those original 5 X-Men got back together again to go undercover as X-Factor. So yeah, so again, we have the variant of blue and white. We just now need the variant of the red and yellow as well for Jean Grey. But I do like it. I like completing teams. Right? I don't know if I've ever mentioned the world building aspect of my collecting hobby, but I like completing teams. It satisfies me amongst the collection. Do you know what other team I completed this week?
It wasn't Generation X, was it?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
No,
it was
wasn't.
MCU related, because about a month ago.
Oh, did you get the Eternals? Did you finally get Sprite for £1?
No, I've got all the Eternals. Don't worry, they're on the shelf. They're displayed absolutely fine. These Eternals, because people don't like the film, they don't like the figures. But the figures, they look like the actors that are in the movie, so the figures do an okay job of representing a not great film, unfortunately. But I'm referring to No Way Home. So we got Jamie Foxx a couple of weeks ago, but we were still missing one more. And he arrived. Now, I had ordered mine via Amazon US. So if you're in the UK thinking, I haven't got mine yet, well, it's just because I ordered off Amazon US, completely forgot, and then it charged me. So he is here. It is he's due in the UK within a week or two. So that was just my impatience. I don't think it cost me too much extra. But it is Lizard from No Way Home. So I now have the last 2 villains from No Way Home to complete that sort of lineup from the end of the movie. When did the movie come out? End of 21? 22? 23?
No, 22?
It's been years anyway, Rich. It's been years. It's been years. But we finally now have the physical representation from all of the villains in the No Way Home movie. And I haven't reviewed these either, Rich. Do I even bother? Do I bother doing reviews of these now?
You do Lizard's only just come out.
Yeah, I can do Lizard, can't I?
Lizard.
I might still do them both anyway. I could do them both in the
It's
same
Bank
video.
Holiday weekend. What else are you going to do, Dan?
Amanda's got a whole I'm out Saturday with her. She's making
Finish that sentence.
She's making me do a games night on Sunday. Oh, don't even get me started. She makes plans thinking I want to be sociable too. I'm like, no, I don't. You had your week in Greece. Leave me alone. Anyway, I'll vent under the stream. But there we go. They're both here. And I do want to note, one of the biggest criticisms from this, Rich, was that Jamie Foxx doesn't come with an unmasked head. Wow. Thank you to Bearded Skull Studios. I actually now have an unmasked Jamie Foxx head for my my Electro. So that's why I might do a review for that, so I can show off this. So see if I can go full screen for a second, see if I can show it off.
Do action figure upgrade.
Yeah, that's one of my most, well, it was one of my most viewed videos for a good while. What's the YouTube trick people do? Does that work? No, it's not working. I assure you, it's really nice. It's Bearded Skull. But while I'm on the full camera, let me show you this, Rich. You'll like this. He has also sent me this massive 1/12 scale X-Men Cerebro.
Oh, that looks really good.
This is epic. This is like, I'm going to do a full video on this, but I just wanted to show it off on the Thursday stream, as I'm assuming most of you guys are Marvel Legends collectors. This is a 1/12 scale Cerebro that can be used for your comic display. It can be used for your MCU display, however you wish. I need to grab a legend just for scale. Here we have Wolverine, and like, look at that. So a 1/12 scale Cerebro for your Marvel Legends collection. Again, comic or MCU, both of them will work. It even comes with a pillar that you can put there, so it will hold the weight of the figures you put on the shelf. And it's fully modular as well, so it will come apart. This thing is epic. So I was just excited. I got it just before I went on holiday, and I never had the time to show it off. But I will be dedicating a full video to this. So Bearded Skull Studios, let me put the link in the description while I remember, but as I said, I will put up a full video showing that one off, but that looks good, Rich. Do I have the space for it? That's a different question. That's a different question.
It looks good, but I wonder, could you pin it, could you put it on the wall, just the top bit, or you got brackets and stuff now?
Yes, it does have.
So it is.
It does have the pin there, so if I wanted to, I can detach, let me detach this bottom bit here. So this bit slides out completely, the base. So I can take the base off.
There you go.
And then...
See, that I could do.
So that I could pin to the wall, and it would stick out as Cerebro.
Then Emma Frost would fall on me in the night and break my head.
Yeah. Just put it above your bed. Yeah, just put it above your bed. But yeah, it's fully modular. And again, the door panel comes out as well. So if you wanted to take pictures of them walking on or whatever. I was honestly so impressed. Did not expect to love it as much as I did. But let me show off Bearded Skull on the actual stream. That would be useful, wouldn't it? Here's his Instagram. There we go. Here's his Instagram. Bearded Skull Studios. As you can see, he's made a few other things as well. You can go and check out his page for yourself. Some really nice stuff on here as well. And also his Etsy store as well. You can go and take a look at everything. He's even done a great Fantastic car as well. A nice throne for Doctor Doom. There's headsets, there's accessories, not just for Marvel Legends either, by the way, for other lines as you've seen. There's the Jamie Foxx head that I just showed off as well. So I'll show that off in my review of Electro. I'll review Electro and Lizard this weekend. I'll try to anyway. But then here's some more pictures of Cerebro. But yeah, honestly, I was very impressed with it. The scale is beautiful. But I now need to find a display space for it. So I know I currently don't look like I have much room here, but some room will be made because that's how nice it is as a display piece. But yeah, let me put his Etsy in the video in the chat. There you go. So there's that. And then we got Machu
Linear donated $5, hoping there will be some X-Men from Doomsday to add to the Cerebro display.
Yes, and you're referring to the reveals of next weekend. I do think we're going to see some X-Men because there has been some X-Men teases that are left open. We will discuss. But yeah, just for anyone curious, go and check out Bearded School Studios for yourself, his Etsy store and his Instagram I have posted into the chat of this very video. But I will be doing a full video of that Cerebro, so please keep a lookout for that. So yes, in regards to Legends news, so we've actually started to get some Marvel Legends in, which is very nice. And I just want to shout out Big Will, because if you're in the UK, this is the current pre-order schedule. Okay, so we just got Charles last week. So there's Charles. So that officially arrived in the UK last week, and then yesterday was the 21st, and these are the figures that have arrived. You've got Cyclops and Fabian Cortez, and then you've got 4 of the figures from the Gamerverse Spider-Man wave. Now, me and Rich didn't pre-order any of them, that's why we're not showing them off now, but if you are in the UK and you've went in on that Spider-Man Gamerverse wave, the first 4 figures would have arrived probably today if you ordered them from Pulse. The next pre-orders due to arrive will be the 77th Spider-Man and the Warpath 2-pack. But I thought you already had that, Rich.
Yeah, I've got the Warpath and X-Ray 2-pack.
Yeah, so I've seen a few reviews go up for that one as well.
I didn't offer him. You did. You was away. So
no, it's fine. No. I just thought. I was thinking you had showed them off on the show yet. That was all I was curious of. But I knew you had them. So yeah, if you're in the UK, take a screenshot of this. Shout out Big Will who put this together. But that is when things are starting to arrive in the UK. Just think, you're seeing a lot of reviews online now for Angel, Archangel, and the Comic Wave. Luckily, I've already reviewed, but they're still not due for us until the 8th of July. I think I've seen a few people post some links of a Maximum Hulk review as well going around from Australia. So Maximum Hulk is...
It's in stock on Big Bad Toy Store as well if you're in the US.
There you go then. So there you go, Maximum Hulk. If you want him, he is starting to arrive. But for us in the UK, we're going to have to wait until July. But shout out Big Will for putting the graphic together for us. As I said, take a screenshot. Very useful if you're planning your budgets and finances, because remember, Hasbro Pulse, for example, don't charge until they ship. So they will probably charge you the day before these due dates here, which is what happened with Fabian and Cyclops. But let's get back to this. So last week, while we were away, Rich, we did get a reveal. Shanna, finally, Rich, one of my Marvelous March. I've talked about 31 plus different characters in Marvelous March, and then since then we've had a whole live stream and not one bloody reveal. But now, finally, Rich, finally, I can't remember what day she was.
One off the 30 is off.
One character from my 31 most wanted Marvel Legends has been ticked off the list, and it is Shanna the She-Devil.
That's why she got banned, because they knew it was coming. They didn't want you to see it.
Yeah, they hit me. They hit me with they were like, yeah, the cease and desist. That one's on its way. But she is here in at least digital render form. So a couple of questions for Rich, because we haven't heard Rich's thoughts on this yet. Do you like it, Rich? Do you like the look she's chose for it? And also, do you reckon we're going to see how this is going to be released and see this in its physical form on next week's live stream? What do you think of Shanna the She-Devil?
I like Shanna the She-Devil as a character. I think this is a much needed update for Shanna. I was like, with Shanna, I was like, there's got to be a bit of cleavage, because that's like the whole character thing. So I thought they can't put like a lavender cover over her like they did to Titania. There's got to be a way that they did it. But they surprised me again and came up with this. They managed to cover up in a way. I mean, it still looks like Shanna, but she's definitely... she's not the Francho version of Shanna. She's definitely more classic Shanna the She-Devil. But it still looks good. The head sculpt I really like. I like the details on it. It seems like this is an easy way they can make a Savage Land Rogue as well, using this body as well, I would imagine.
Well, there's the recent Savage Land Rogue. Have you read any of this? Because this is recent, isn't it? This started this year.
Yeah, they've done a mini series going back to that period of time, like literally fleshing it out with Rogue in the Savage Land with Cesar and Magneto and everything like that.
Yeah, the recent cover actually has both Shanna and Rogue on the front, and you can see that Shanna is clearly not what she's wearing in the Marvel Legends. I'm like you, it clearly still is Shanna the She-Devil for me, and I'm happy to fill that gap in the collection, but it obviously isn't her most iconic mind's eye look, because she's even got boots. They're giving characters boots that don't even need boots, Rich, but she's got her boots, But yeah, there's the most recent look of Shanna and Rogue within the Rogue Savage Land comic. But she completes the trio, which is important because, of course, these were the 3 we previously got back in like 07. So we have since had Kazar and Zabu, of course, in that Build-A-Figure wave. Shanna was the big missing piece, but Dan Yoon did tell us way back then that Shanna would be coming. So it's just always nice to see the official image, because now we're seeing the official image, we know she's not far away. So, Rich, do you think we'll see her on next week on the live stream? Like, and how is she going to be released? Is she single packed? Is she part of a 2-pack, 3-pack? Bug Noise keeps talking about this Savage Land 3-pack has been told about, but we have yet to see it.
So, like, but I wonder what kind of 3-pack they would do, because the 3-pack you would think would be with Kazar and Zabu for Shanna.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
And then, I mean, like, you could put it with Rogue. I suppose that could be like an SDCC exclusive kind of set, I suppose. Savage Land Beauties or something like that.
And that's how they get away with them being a bit more flesh
But
showing.
they not. Like, if it was an exclusive, you could have done like the old one in the bikini and the like little like tiny like thong. But I mean, like, it's not inaccurate for Shanna, because like Shanna's look has changed a lot depending on like who's drawing it. So that would be the Franco. I would have preferred that.
Yeah,
one.
that's people's mind's eye of Shanna the She-Devil for sure.
But, you know, with Hasbro, Tits McGee is on permanent vacation, so yeah, we get that one. And it's just weird that of all the characters that Hasbro, the female characters that they've done, the one with the biggest tits in the last 5 years is fucking Monet, who's like a 16-year-old girl. But there we are. Such is life with Hasbro.
She's completely clothed, isn't they, with Monet? So it's all just hidden within the sculpt. This was the last Shanna we got, released, was in the Marvel Infinite series, the 3 3/4 inch scale. So her costume in that isn't exactly mind's eye either. She's got the boots there as well. So this version is a little bit closer to that. Not exactly the same, but a little bit closer to this.
She's got a shoulder revealed. Look, her right shoulder is in the new one. Look, they took away that shoulder strap.
It's been ripped. It's been ripped apart. She had a savage encounter in the Savage Land with a dinosaur, probably. So I was showing off on Legends of Liquor. I've got one of the T-Rex, the Mattel Super Colossus T-Rexes that literally scales with Marvel Legends. So yeah, if you've got something like that in your display, Shanna will go perfect with stuff like that. So yeah, do we think then, Rich, it will be shown to us on Friday? Whatever the release format is, are we going to see what it is on Friday? Whether it's a single pack?
I think they'd at least show off. I think they'd at least show off the figure. I think they'll have like a in-hand version. I don't know whether they'll reveal where it is, or they might just be like more to come. And unless it is the SDCC exclusive, because I think, like, looking at the hints from next week, I think the wave that's going to be revealed is going to be a movie wave.
Yeah.
So I'd imagine the other figures will be like single packs and 2-packs. So I would imagine then. So I'm going to go 2-pack her and Rogue. That's what I think it's going to be.
That would be the ideal release, right? If we polled the
like
community,
a con exclusive, yeah.
If we polled the community, I think that would be the most common answer. Give us her. If she wasn't going to be single packed, if she had to be packed with somebody else, pack her with Rogue. But that just seems too perfect. Hasbro have got a little bit better at pairing their 2-packs though. Last year we got a couple of good 2-packs. So maybe they will continue that trend and pair her up with Rogue and just give the people what they want.
The only other way I could see it, but then I just think the other figure would be too big, and it could just be a deluxe in its own, would be to pair it with Sauron. Because that's a much wanted figure, and they have that, like with Terrax and the Forgotten One, they got a new figure and an old Build-A-Figure. So you could like re-release Sauron and put it with Shanna as like another 2-pack. Space
Venom Build-A-Figure was released with somebody else, and also Terrax and the Fallen was released with somebody else. So yeah, a way of them re-releasing old Build-A-Figures has been to pack them with a new character to try and appease both parties, which is sometimes frustrating for an old school collector. But if you haven't got both of those characters, it's a win-win. So do I feel like we need another Sauron? I personally don't. I think the one we've got is fine. Could it be upgraded? Yes, of course it could. But I'd rather a new character. I'd rather get, just selfishly for myself, I'd rather get a Savage Land Rogue than a slightly pinless updated Sauron. But if Sauron's packed with Shanna, then I'm getting the Sauron, because obviously I need Shanna to complete the trio with Khazar and Zabu. So it'll be interesting to see. But I do think we will know this next Thursday. I think we had no Marvel Legend news last week because of the tariff stuff. So I think Dan Yoon just give us a crumb to tie us over.
You know what we're forgetting though? So we've done like exclusives, box sets, 2-packs, bath wave, whatever.
Yeah.
Could be mini comics wave 2, Dan.
Oh no.
Shanna the She-Devil. That's what it could be.
Oh no.
Mini tits out Shanna together.
Oh no. To be fair, right, that last mini comic wave, as much as we didn't really care for the mini comics, we did actually like the character assortment. So if she is one character in a new wave of mini comics, at least they're still picking characters we want. But I think we'll find out next week for sure. I would have liked, I'd like a pack of characters we haven't got, like any of the mutates. I'm more familiar with them from the animated show, of course, and some of these we don't have in figure form. So is she part of a multi-pack in that regard? That would be interesting to see. It could even be a free pack with Rogue, Magneto, and Shanna as well. It could be something as simple as that. Not that we need another Magneto, but there's lots of options is the point I'm trying to make. So I do think we will find out where Shanna is going to end up next week during the live stream.
Virtual Dave says maximum Shanna.
Maximum Shanna.
Different breastplate. That's what you can get.
What more would you get? She's got a sword, a dagger, and a knife and a whatever, the staff and a knife. So she's going to come with a couple of hands. Hopefully not trigger finger hands like really Khazar. Khazar's just got 2 trigger finger hands in the jungle. So yeah.
She's got one, look, the right hand is a gripping hand.
Yes,
so that's good,
yes. Maybe a second head as well, with an angry expression. That would be nice. But yeah, we will find out. But back to what you said a minute ago. We do sort of feel like we know what's going to be revealed next week because Dan Yoon is basically putting it under our nose. So if you head over to Twitter, you don't have to be an investigative journalist to figure this out. Dan Yoon basically just tweets it and tells us. So if you follow Dan Yoon on Twitter, you would have seen for yourself that when Hasbro Pulse revealed the live stream for next week, May the 29th, Dan Yoon retweeted it and reminded us of this image of the Fantastic Four. So this is, of course, a teaser of the Fantastic Four figures that have yet to be revealed. Home Dude said bare feet, Dan. Oh, so maybe he's on about Maximum Series Shanna comes with an interchangeable set of bare feet. There you go. That would at least please David Evans Smith. He'll be happy with his accurate toes. But back to Fantastic Four. So I think you and me, Rich, have both said that we've got high hopes for this movie, right? We want it to be good. It's basically the last film before Doomsday, so it's got a lot of setting up to do to get us excited for Doomsday. And coming out of Thunderbolts, it definitely gives me higher hopes. You know, like enjoying Thunderbolts as much as I did makes me think, oh, okay, I'm now excited for Fantastic Four and moving forward. So usually the movie, like I've put a poll up in the chat that basically asks this question I'm about to ask you, Rich. Where's my poll? There it is. Are you interested in the Marvel Legend Fantastic Four figures? All right, so get involved in the chat right now. Quite simply, yes, no, or depends on the movie. And that's the point I'm trying to make with Rich. Does it depend on the movie, Rich, if you get these figures or not? Or are you curious of them regardless? What do you think? Fantastic Four.
Yeah. I think it will depend on the movie, but then I'm wondering if these might actually come out like before the movie, and then if that's the case, I might pick one or two up before to have a look at them, because it's been like we said with the Thunderbolts, they're all coming out like months after that movie.
September,
probably on Disney Plus by then. But yeah, these I hope they like straight in stock. I mean, if we go wait till January for these, I think that's gonna kill like any buzz with them. But yeah, I'll definitely pick some up, but depending on if I get them all or not will depend on what the movie's like. But the only thing the Fantastic Four I think has got going for it is that there have been Fantastic Four movies before, and the last one, the reboot from Fox, was so bad. I don't see how it can be any worse than that. Yeah, so I think as long as it's a very low bar they've got across to be like a good Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a picture of their outfits here. There's one of them all standing, isn't there, around? Where's the... Here it is. So they're all their costumes are slightly different. They've all got elements of different Fantastic Four costumes. You'll notice that Reed doesn't have the white collar, for example, and we don't. Well, I guess this image sort of tells us we're going to get Johnny Storm non-flamed on at least, and then we've got a sleeveless version of Ben Grimm there, where Ben Grimm there is wearing the sleeves. So we've probably just got a regular Trunks version of Ben Grimm is what I can assume we're going to get with Legends 4.
Maybe he like rips it off in the movie.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't need clothes.
But these images, this image is like, so when they revealed the pre-orders for the Thunderbolts, it was just digital renders. This is clearly product shots. So, and Dan Yoon, again, if you look on his Twitter, yesterday he was hyping, he couldn't wait to show off some of the images from the next panel. There you go, look, yo, let me tell you, Shooting the Galaxy is going to blow you away with some of these product shots on the next fan stream. So these are definitely product shots. So maybe, like you said, they are much closer than Fantastic Four, and we're going to go back to old school ways where we'd actually get the figures released before the movie hits, and we can get excited for the movie via the form of action figures. So like everybody, it depends on the movie.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a spoiler to say, like, a couple of weeks ago, Walmart put up listings for Marvel Legends FF movie.
Yeah.
And it was Fantastic Four FF figures, and there were 6 of them. So it's a wave of 6, it looks like.
Yeah, it's a wave. So if these are the first 4, shout out Arvin, by the way, he says, might get powered up Sue and Johnny as exclusives, and that's exactly where I'm going to lead the conversation now. Is we've got images here of them 4, which is clearly them in their sort of more regular Fantastic Four uniforms. So if there are 2 more, is it as simple as just a flamed on Johnny and an invisible Sue Storm, or is it like a Herbie and a Franklin Richards? Like, we don't know if Franklin's going to be in the movie at all yet, but we know she's pregnant. That's mentioned in the trailer, so no spoiler. We know she's pregnant with Franklin, as he's the oldest of the 2 Fantastic Four kids. So do they do time jumps in the movie? Like, will we see an older Franklin? Like, are we going to get a Doctor Doom cameo? Are we going to get a Marvel Legends Doom of Robert Downey Jr.? Like, is it like, who else could it be? If it isn't going to be, what it probably should be, a flamed on Johnny and Invisible Sue, who else could it be, based on what we know?
I know we all hate them, but Funko announced their figures last week, didn't they? They announced like the full lineup of what they are doing, and like Galactus is going to be, but that's going to be like a massive thing, like Galactus would be. So I don't think it's going to be that. But obviously, there's Herbie the robot. Yeah. I mean, that could be in it, I suppose. And there's the Silver Surfer, the female Silver Surfer as well. Yeah. But I think what with what Funko announced, there was 2 versions of the thing. There was one in the uniform and then one in the trench coat, like Yaz in the comic books. But then I wonder, would they do 2 figures in the same wave, of the same character in one wave?
I agree. That would be.
So it could be like, maybe there's another villain that we don't know about. Maybe there's another character. Like, I'm sure if there's 6 characters, I'd imagine it would be these 4, maybe the Silver Surfer, and then something else. Maybe Franklin and Herbie in one, who knows?
There are going to be other villains in the film. There's a couple of images of the other villains. I can't remember the actor's name, but he's playing like the shaman or something with his long white hair. Or I can't remember. There are going to be other villains in this movie, because this movie's got to establish the Fantastic Four of being heroes. So there's going to be some type of montage or some type of scene. Like, the film may even start with the Fantastic Four on an adventure doing something. Like, there's leaked rumours of maybe Mole Man making an appearance, as he was one of the first villains as well. So yeah, it could be a Marvel legend of a character that we're not really familiar with just yet. But the obvious picks would be the powered up versions of the characters. But yeah, we shall see. And we don't have to wait long, as Dan Yoon is basically telling us that it's going to be next week. But don't worry, people, because also with his retweet, if you scroll down a little bit, he does say that scene from a Scary Movie, which is a parody from Scream. But wait, there's more. So it isn't just going to be the Fantastic Four next week. Well, obviously, we're very confident that's what it is. And we can confirm that with the pre-order going up on Entertainment Earth as well. So the day after the live stream, so the live stream is the 29th of May, which is Thursday. The day after that is the Friday, which is this pre-order date, which says Hasbro action figures. What's new? We can't say, but it's pretty big. And you'll probably want to get the whole team. Sign up for a reminder. So whole team, again, we're assuming they're referring to the Fantastic Four. So the Fantastic Four will more than likely, based on what's in front of us, go up for pre-order next Friday on the 30th. But like Dan said, but wait, there's more. So what more could it be? We are pre-San Diego Comic-Con. So they're going to save some stuff for San Diego. But what could they show before? Are we going to, like we mentioned earlier, maybe the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive could get revealed ahead of time. Maybe a couple figures from the summer program. There's always 10 items in the summer program. So they reveal the first couple. Let us remind everybody of the last live stream where they finished the stream on a couple of teasers. We got this effect and that effect. Now, again, it didn't exactly take a genius to figure out that it is likely going to be Capcom related, and we've talked about this already. So are we going to see these? Are we going to see where these teasers are come from on Thursday as well? Like, let's start there, Rich. Do you think next Thursday there's going to be more? Are we going to see what these teasers are actually going to be a part of on Thursday?
I think if they announce the Fantastic Four wave, they're not going to announce the full of this, because this is like
a big deal.
This is something that would go down well at SDCC in a room full of nerds, basically. I think, like, I don't think they're going to announce this and that. Like, maybe they'll show one, or like at the end be like, oh look, this effect goes with this, but where does this go? Stay tuned, or something like that. I don't think they're going to announce the full wave of Fantastic Four figures and then the full summer theme. But equally, it's nearly summer, Dan. They've got to announce it soon.
Yeah, I always have a look back at what they were revealing this time last year. And, like, we knew about Death's Head before he got released. We knew about the Deadpool 2-pack with Bob before San Diego Comic-Con as well. So we do usually know about the exclusives. Just think this year already, we sort of know what the G.I. Joe exclusive is going to be. The Star Wars one as well is pretty obvious. So with Marvel Legends, we don't really know what direction they're going. But you're right, this summer program, if it is the Capcom, like, we're just making an assumption that the summer program could be this Capcom related, because that gives them room to do a deluxe figure of a character, a 2-pack, a single pack, and they could literally fill out that whole roster within the different release formats. And as we've already seen, that's your roster. So they could give a couple of 2-packs, like people are assuming. Then they could give us some of the other bigger characters as deluxes. So it's a good potential for a summer program, is all I'm saying. But we don't know that for sure. That's just one of the many guesses. So what else? If it ain't those teasers, what else could we see next week?
I mean, we do a comic book wave, surely, but I don't think they're going to release, like, reveal 2 waves at once. But we said this before, and they did reveal 2 waves at once. At Christmas time, wasn't it?
I think it's fair game to reveal, because the last time they did that, they revealed a comic Build-A-Figure wave and a retro card wave. So if they're revealing an MCU wave, which we don't know yet if it's a Build-A-Figure or not. Just think the last time we got an MCU full wave was the Spider-Man No Way Home wave, and they tricked us and it was all on card backs. So Fantastic Four wave could be a Build-A-Figure wave, it could be on card backs, we don't really know yet. So if it's an MCU wave, I think it's fair game to also reveal another comic wave, whether it be retro card or another Build-A-Figure wave, which we do need, but there's rumours of another Iron Man retro card wave. We still need more of the X-Men 97 wave. Like, there's still plenty of directions they can go here.
I wonder, though, I don't think it'll be, because if X-Men 97 is next year now, I wonder, will they do another one this year? Yeah, I think it's been pushed back to next year. They've said because
you're not wrong. So they have said officially, they've came out and said we will get an X-Men Wave 3, but they never said it's definitely going to be in 2025. They just said we will get another one. So they could push it.
I think they will announce some figures this year at some point, but I think Wave 3 would be like next year, unless they do like some like deluxes or store exclusives or something like that of X-Men 97.
I reckon because as soon as the popularity of X-Men 97 was really good, those two first waves were ready to go before the show even hit. So they would have went straight into development with wave 3 for release this year. But then the show got delayed until 2026. So I still think it gives them fair game to release at least one more wave this year. And then it gives them ahead of time to start preparing more for when the show is actually out. Like they did.
I'd be up for a wave 3 this year.
Yeah.
But I think like they should have got it out earlier. I know with development times, it's probably not. They probably thought like, who knew at that point it was even going to get like more seasons or whatever. So yeah, I mean, I would love a second wave of X-Men 97, but I would imagine it's been pushed back to come out with like, if it's January, February next year, maybe that'll be the first wave of next year type of thing.
Animated shows always just get delayed again. Like that X-Men did get delayed a couple of times before it eventually hit. So
it's just Disney Plus though. They keep things so long, and then like because it's like Ironheart is due out soon, and it's like, is anyone
no one's hyped for
Ironheart?
It's a shame. It's a shame because after Black Panther, I think people would have been more intrigued with Ironheart and Riri, but it's been so long. People are like, it's like, come on now. So yeah, well, hopefully because of X-Men, obviously, regardless of the new show, people still love X-Men and the animated series. So I still think they can absolutely release a wave 3 this year, and I hope they do. There was remembered, I don't think they're going to reveal these, but remember when there was leaks that there's going to be a wave of figures for this, but then the show came and went, and then there was nothing shown. So I'm not saying I want figures for this, but if the leak lists are to be true, then there's still.
This is getting a second season in it, I think, next year, so maybe it'll come out in time for that.
Yeah, there's a lot of characters in that show. I assume that's how we're going to get the Future Foundation version of Spider-Man as well, but it never happened. So, yeah, again, not saying I've never even seen the show, so I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying I personally never watched it. But there was a rumoured wave to accompany this show, and the show has come and gone, and we haven't seen anything. So again, have they missed the boat? So there's just a couple of random ideas of what it could, what else could be shown. Also, do you reckon we're going to get any update on my two personal most anticipated Marvel Legends of this year with the Sentinel and Dragon Man? Dwight Stall did show off a picture of Sentinel on his Instagram not long ago.
I bet they wish they got him out sooner before these tariffs come in, didn't they?
Yeah.
But,
well, maybe they have sped things up. Just think they've been given 90 days where the tariffs are locked in at a certain price point before they don't know what it is. Maybe Hasbro are like, let's speed these up. Maybe we'll get on quicker.
Well, I mean, people have paid for these, so people are not going to be happy if they're like, oh, we need $10 extra off you all. Everyone will be like,
well, this is what I'm saying. Technically, they haven't took the money off people yet, but they've committed to a price.
Yeah.
So there's no way they can suddenly add more on, because that would be unethical. So, like, I don't think we will get any extra charges with these. I think they have to just bite the bullet on that one, unfortunately, and the consumer wins. So do you reckon we'll get any update on these on Thursday?
Maybe, but I think they both would do, like, next September anyway.
Dragon Man was originally up for pre-order for May. So May is now come and gone, and then he's got pushed to September. So currently, right now, according to Hasbro Pulse, which is the only place you could buy these on officially, was Hasbro Pulse, it says the 1st of September for Dragon Man, 2nd of September for Sentinel. So that just seems very unlikely already. One of them are going to move. So one's getting pushed back, or one's getting pushed forward. I'm just saying, we haven't seen a colour version of Dragon Man, have we? We only got that plaque and a grey render. So surely
he must be further along.
This is what I'm saying.
Than Sentinel, because he went up and was funded and everything. So
exactly, it was this time last year they were showing off the teasers for Dragon Man. So it's nearly been a year now. So surely they've got to show us a finished version of Dragon Man at some point, which I think is going to be an epic looking figure.
They need to get one of these out before they show us the third one, because if they put that up for order, it's just like, oh, come on.
Well, is the third one a Galactus in accompanying with the Fantastic Four?
It might well be. That could be. Well, but I think if that is coming out, then I think that's all we're getting next week. It would just be Fantastic Four and Galactus. Then I can't see them revealing Galactus and then waves of figures as well. Because surely they want everyone to pre-order that.
If they are going to do an MCU Galactus, which is fair game now because technically there's a Galactus in the MCU, whether it's in the multiverse or whatever, it can't compete with that one. Surely, that has to remain the Galactus. So an MCU one would have to be scaled down a bit, wouldn't it?
Would they show it though before the movie?
Well, there's been pictures and stuff shown already. He's in the trailer, and
There's been the Funko has been shown, yeah.
official
I
art has
know.
been shown as well, because they've used the actors that voicing him. His likeness is in the chin, so there's been.
Chin.
Well, you know what I mean. The actors, the voice actor for Galactus, it's his jaw under the helmet. I don't even know. Right now, I don't even know if it's something I want. I guess it's because we haven't seen the film yet, so we have no attachment to these characters as of yet. So like, an MCU Galactus right now is an odd concept in my mind because I haven't seen it exist and happen yet. So I think I need to see the movie before I actually start wanting that. But just right now, it's an odd concept.
If this was to come, yeah, that's what I think. Like, if they couldn't do it next Friday because that's too early, it would need to be like when the film comes out, like launch it like that weekend, so then people see the film and then be like, oh, that was really good. But then that could backfire if the film gets bad reviews and then no one wants it. And they just got this like Galactus there, haven't they?
Does anyone in the chat think it's going to be Galactus, by the way? I'm just curious. Is this a random thing? Does anyone actually think an MCU Galactus made to pre-order could happen for Marvel Legends? Sorry, Rich.
But do you not think people who missed out on that one would order just for a Galactus to be on their shelves?
Well, I do think it would be. I think it would be scaled down. Like, it wouldn't be the Marvel the comic scale. They'd scale it down, maybe to like the Sentinel scale that they've just done, made to pre-order. And it would be cheaper than
it's
Galactus.
Bigger and it's cheaper.
Imagine that.
You riot.
Not in this climate.
In YouTube, that would.
Not in this climate. Let's just have a quick look into the chat. Because again, there's so many rumoured lists out there on Reddit and all over the place. I know David Displays does some as well. And to be fair, a lot of these rumours has come true. And there are lists out there that say there's going to be an MCU made to pre-order Galactus. But this could just be some idiot on Reddit spreading the wrong information. Like, until it's revealed, we don't actually know. Let's have a look. Professor Soundwave says yes. Kevin says yes. Own Avenger says, I hope MCU Galactus would happen. Jason Lopez, the retweeting king, he says yes. For Puma says yes, because I want one. That's it. Will it into existence for Puma? Will it? Cloud says, it wouldn't surprise me if they did Galactus like they did the Sentinel. Yes, made to pre-order. Kevin Beatty, capital letters, no. He doesn't want it. Then Kev's Collectible says MCU Galactus looks like he can work as a comic Galactus. Lots of people would buy. The comic design and movie designs do look obviously very similar. He's a cosmic god, isn't he? So like, I do think people who missed out on Galactus comic-wise would buy the MCU one to fill that void.
What I do hope though more than anything, if they do that, is one thing they've got to make sure is that headpiece, the Doom head, can go on it, because I've got a couple of Doom heads. If you want to buy one, I've got them for sale. 100, 200 pounds if you want.
God, interchangeable Doom head. Look, we haven't seen the movie yet. Maybe Doom takes over Galactus and something happens.
That's the teaser at the end. It's fucking Doom head.
The credits roll. The credits fade to black.
The price would go up then. Jesse Falcon would be like jumping for joy.
Galactus puts his hood up and he's Doom. Yeah. Jesse Falcon. Finally. No, hopefully not. Jay Arvin says I would not mind an MCU Galactus. Jay says the Lego MCU Galactus will do for him. Andrew says I missed out on the HasLab, so yes, MCU Galactus, please. And Super Sorrow says ain't never happening. Are you referring to an MCU Galactus? Is that what you're saying? Ain't never gonna happen. Never say never, my friend. Never say never. I wouldn't feel confident betting against it. I'm not even saying I want it right now. I don't really know how I'll feel. But I just know last San Diego Comic-Con, which is only a month or so away now, they showed off, Dragon Man was already showed off, and they showed off the grayscale digital render in the case. At MCM Comic-Con, they showed off, like, we were there in person, we seen Sentinel. It's now been nearly a year. Well, let's get some updates on those items. That's all I'm saying. I want some updates on these. Even if it's just an update on, like, they're expected for this date or that date, because I've got a separate savings account where I'm putting money to the side so I can pay for these figures when they arrive, and I don't have to stress about it. So like, just for my own financial planning, I just want to know when these are due so I know how much longer. Like, I've pre-ordered probably too many Sentinels, and like, I'm just going to keep saving until the Sentinel gets released, and depends on how much I've got.
I keep forgetting that we've got to pay for these.
That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. So we need to know.
If they came on the 1st and the 2nd of September, that would be like my September would be out.
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. So as soon as these were revealed, I started putting, like, every time I got paid, I just put like 20 to 30 pounds to the side, and I've just put some money to the side each time. So that when I do get charged for these, I've got the money for it, and it's not a problem. They're epic pieces I can't wait to add to the collection. Like, I didn't want it to stress me out. Like, but if it's closer or later, then maybe it gives me, just financially, I can start moving some money around. So yeah, just give me a heads up, Hasbro, on like when these are due. Like, are they both genuinely due the 1st of September, or are they just penciled in dates? And just give us an update. That's all I'm saying. I'd appreciate, I'm sure the community would appreciate an update on these, because they're probably going to show them off at San Diego. Well, would they show them off? Dwight always said to me at MCM that the reason they didn't show off Dragon Man is because it would be unfair to show it off to the public. People ask, oh, where can I buy that? And they're like, sorry, you missed out. Like, it's not very good marketing. So they probably wouldn't show these off again at San Diego Comic-Con, right? Because people would look at them and be like, oh, I want these. How can I buy them? And they went,
when does the Fantastic Four movie come out?
July. So it happens before San Diego. Someone in the chat, let me know.
They could start the campaign then, like, movie weekend, and then it would run through San Diego.
You said campaign. I don't like that. We don't want HasLabs. No campaigns.
It's fucking HasLab. They just called it another name. It's like,
it's made to pre-order.
Like Superman is Clark Kent, but he just takes his glasses off. That's all it is.
It's a HasLab wearing a mustache. Oh, no, I'm made to pre-order. I'm not a HasLab. No, that's not me. I'm made to pre-order. Yeah, no, it's essentially the same concept. You're not wrong. When is the let me look. Fantastic Four release date is the 25th, and San Diego Comic-Con 2025 dates are the 24th. So it actually revealed. So the film release is the same weekend of San Diego Comic-Con.
There you go. So they could reveal it on the Friday and then have it there on the Saturday to show everyone.
And Saturday is usually the day of the panel as well, isn't it? So that would be the day.
If on Thursday there's a big Perspex box with nothing in it, then we know what's coming, do we?
Yeah. That's what they did with Sentinel, didn't they? They had a big empty box and teased it. So yeah, they could reveal an MCU Galactus on the very day the movie is released, and it would all line up perfectly. If one is happening. But Fantastic Four figures are definitely happening. Let's just hope the movie's good, honestly. Like, let's just hope the movie's good. Because this is the last movie before Doomsday. After this, literally a year later, we'll be watching Doomsday. So, yeah, let's hope it's good. Let's hope it gets us excited. I'm just going to look in my folder, Rich, to see what other potential teasers we could be discussing.
Secret folder.
It's not a secret folder. It's just all my little teasers and thing. I ain't got no information, no useful information.
Not a little like Nemesis, little hoop there then with it or anything.
Oh no! Zoom. I just stole them. Basically, I stuck a memory stick in Dwight's computer when he was at MCM. I took everything off it, and I've just always got the knowledge. I just pretend I don't know. No, I genuinely don't know. Don't know anything. Let's ask the chat, Rich. Let's see what the chat are saying. So what do you guys? Direct the conversation here for me and Rich. What do you guys think we are going to see for next week's Marvel live stream? So we've just discussed casually a few potential ideas. Could they reveal the teasers that they showed off from last time? But are they summer program? Are they just random 2-packs? Could they reveal some of them? We know we're going to get Fantastic Four, but are we going to get where Shanna is going to be released? Or is it something completely different? Have we missed the mark completely? What do you guys think we are going to see next Thursday? Let us know in the chat, and we'll read a couple out. Tariq jumps in, says, yo. How you doing, Tariq?
Yo.
Cool's Cave says, Ironheart is introducing Mephisto, apparently. Maybe we will get there was rumors.
How many Disney Plus shows have been introducing Mephisto now? Like every single one, you know?
It was like there was a time where if you put Mephisto in a thumbnail, you'd get shitloads of views. Like I put Mephisto in a thumbnail calling me a shill once, and I got like 10k views in a day. Honestly, it's the cheat code for YouTube is put Mephisto and shill in the same thumbnail. It works every time. Robert says yes for me. I think he wants a Galactus. I do think anyone who missed out on the comic Galactus, which is still available on the aftermarket, but it's about at that £500 price point. So if they were to do a made to pre-order, which so far has been under £200, I think comic collectors that haven't got Galactus would rather just get the MCU one to fill that void. I think they do it. Arvin says it might get an additional Thunderbolts 2-pack. So we do know we've got the 2 Thunderbolt 2-packs so far. Let me get my image up. So we know we have these guys. These guys have come and gone up for pre-order. We've got a 2-pack with Yelena and Red Guardian and a 2-pack with Sentry and John Walker. 3 of those 4 characters we have already been released twice already. We've got 2 Yelenas, 2 Red Guardians and 2 John Walkers. This is technically the 3rd release for each of these characters. Sentry is the only new character we're adding to our MCU collection technically there. But there are some characters missing from that movie that we already have. Like, we already have Ghost, we already have Bucky, we already have Taskmaster. So I'd rather get a 2-pack with Val, like Val and someone else. Do you know, like,
I would imagine it. I know everyone wants is thinking it'd be like Ghost and Taskmaster, but I don't think I think it would probably be Ghost and the Void, because that would be just an easy repaint of that one.
Void would be a decent repaint.
Maybe the Void will be the convention exclusive, because it's literally just that in black.
2 little yellow eyes. Like, I know Val wouldn't be an exciting action figure, but when you're when you're building your MCU collection, it's all about adding those key characters. So
equally, they're gonna have to save some of these characters because they're all gonna be in Doomsday. They've announced, so they could do some of that. And I think people in the chat were saying about like Doctor Doom. I think he's not gonna be in this show. He's gonna be in that Doomsday game, surely.
Oh, there's gonna be so much product for that stuff, surely. Just think how many names did they reveal during that cast announcement? Like 25, 30 names.
I fell asleep.
This is what I'm saying. Which 6 of them would you put into an MCU wave? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, and that's only half of the cast apparently.
Some of those like characters it's just gonna be cameos for that many people. They can't all have like plot lines and stuff like that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
and that's not everyone, is it? They said there's more. There's more.
Yeah, of course. It's the team. Like, certain teams are going to be seen on screen, and like you'll get a few lines. But yeah, like you said, they're not going to be. What gives me hope though is that Infinity War, arguably one of the more popular MCU movies, that was jumping around to different teams, but it felt fluid. It felt like you were following the Guardians, and you were following Tony and Doctor Strange, and you were following what's going on at Wakanda. You were following the Captain America. That, like, it felt fluid where you're jumping around. So if they do something similar with Doomsday, where you're following the Thunderbolts, then whatever team Falcon puts together, Captain America now puts together, Wakanda, wherever it is, if they're bouncing around similar to that, so knowing it's got the same creators team behind Infinity War and Endgame does give me a little bit more hope that Doomsday will be decent. So so maybe more characters from this. But to be fair, Bucky's look wasn't too different, unless they use Bucky's last look in the show, which in the film, which if you know it, you know. But Ghost's costume was very different to her completely white version. So I would argue you'd need a Ghost update more than you would a Bucky update for an MCU collection to make an accurate Thunderbolt shelf. So we should, again, time will tell on that one. Let's see what other suggestions are people saying. Tariq says a Val and Bucky 2-pack. That would be good. He also says, I'd take a Galactus just bigger than the 97 Sentinel for the MCU. I'm here for any X-Men related reveals. I think anybody would appreciate X-Men. X-Men is always a winner if they go onto that. Aaron says, as long as there are no more Spider-Man, I've done with Spider-Man for a long, long time. Aaron, I just need to remind you of this retro card wall here. And I just remind you, I do have some gaps. Just saying there are still some gaps. So if they reveal some more retro carded Spider-Man figures, 0 complaints from me, right? I've got some space on the wall. I will not quit until I cannot see any white on my wall.
What Spider-Man retro cards do you still need for your wall, Dan? What are you still waiting for?
Man Spider, Battle Damaged Spider-Man, Battle Ravaged Spider-Man. Like anyone who appeared in the animated show that we haven't yet got in figure form. I want Doc Ock on the retro card. Do you know what I mean? Like, there are still characters I selfishly would put on the retro card. Like, I'd take a Felicia Hardy on the retro card. Do you know, like, Yeah, I could still make a list. I could still write on a wave of figures, Rich. Don't worry. Hasbro, just give me a call, all right? I've got ideas. Yeah, see, people are saying the same as me. Doc Ock, Octo Spider. That's a good one. I had that figure as a kid. Spider-Man with the metal arms. Silver Sable on a retro card. See, off the shelf. He's on the same page as me. He wants more retro cards. He says, okay,
Madam Web,
I'll give you that for now.
Giant card.
Yeah, Madam Web, there's a perfect other one. She was like day 3 of Marvelous March. Madam Web in the animated look is genuinely, if I had to make a top 10 list of my most wanted Marvel figures from anything, movie, comics, animated, Madam Web's in there. Madam Web is in there. Like, her and her throne was such a big part of that like last couple of seasons of Spider-Man. Some of my favourite things as a kid, like pre-MCU, is when the Spider-Man show crossed over with the X-Men show. Like, my child brain. So yeah, Madam Web, and it was all a part of that. So yeah, I need it in figure form. And Aaron forgives me. He says, okay, I'll give you that for now. So yeah, so we can have some more Spider-Man figures if it makes sense for our current collection. Jay saying, can we get a Thunderbolts review from you two now it's been out for a while? I think we did do a light review. We said we liked it. I'm not very good at movie reviews. I'm like, yeah, I liked it. I ain't really got any in-depth analysis for you.
I thought the cinematography was amazing. The amazing scene was just beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, really good color correction. The soundtrack was perfect. It was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good movie. It wasn't the greatest. I wouldn't say like the best Marvel movie, but it was definitely up there for the MCU.
Jay's put it in his top 10. Jay put it at like 7 or 8 in his top 10 MCU movies.
I'd say probably, like, especially of the newer ones, it's probably high.
Yeah, post Endgame, it's probably top 3.
Yeah.
Post Endgame, but pre Endgame, it's probably not top 5.
I wouldn't say top 3 though, because Spider-Man was better, Deadpool was better, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was better.
I might put Thunderbolts ahead of Deadpool.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe. I'd have to rewatch. Deadpool was very hyped up for me. Very, like, maybe people hyped it up too much. No, I liked it. I liked it. I'm just saying, like, the expectations were so high. I don't know.
The thing with the movies I like, so like Spider-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Deadpool, is it kind of like it wrapped up their stories. Like, if there was never another one, like, it wraps them up. It's good. Those stories have endings. Characters go off. I know there's still scope for more, but that's what I liked about them. It's like, if they never saw the Guardians characters again, they get like an ending and stuff like that. The Fox universe gets an ending, like all stuff like that.
For the record, I don't disagree. I agree with all those points, and I like them all as well. But if I had to rank them, I'm not quite sure where to put them. That's all. Spider Slayer.
I like the Black Widow movie though. I really did like the Black Widow movie.
I like elements of the Black Widow movie, but they're certain elements I hated. Not as much as Love and Thunder. Like, Love and Thunder is rock bottom MCU, nearly ruined it.
What did you hate about the Black Widow movie?
The Taskmaster and the behind the scenes and like all of that. It's the daughter of Thingy and all of that nonsense. Like, it's not even the fact that she was a woman. That doesn't. But it's the actual story attached and the way that they just ignored any comic reference to the Taskmaster. Taskmaster in the comics was like a trainer, a Hydra and stuff like that. Do you know, like, and he's like quite funny as well. And like, they basically did the Taskmaster,
right, had been called Widowmaker instead, would you have been happier with the movie?
I don't know.
If it just been like his own character.
Yeah, maybe if it wasn't attached to Taskmaster, the comic character, and it was just a generic villain they made for Black Widow. Yeah, maybe. But like, I like Taskmaster from the comics. Like, they did to Taskmaster in the Black Widow movie what they did to Deadpool in X-Men Origins. Do you know, they just took all the fun shit away from the character, and yeah, it just ugh. Anyway, we don't have to worry about that anymore, Rich. Thunderbolts fix that one for us. This is why we don't do movie reviews, Jay. Look at this nonsense you've started. No one cares about our thoughts on movies. We're here to talk toys. So let's continue the conversation for just a little
after next week, we got no more reveals till July. So stay tuned for our top 10 list of Marvel MCU movies.
Yeah, we just start reviewing random non-MCU movies as well. What's Shelley saying? Someone agrees with Shelley. Mikey agrees with Shelley. Shelley says, I'm just in for a figure of Pedro Pascal in a Lycra suit. I think you're going to get you want, essentially, because that's exactly what's happening, Shelley. Like, look at his lanky arm. Look at it. Nice lanky long arm. Like, Reed Richards is a character you can have so much fun with. All of the Fantastic Four are, to be fair, like with accessories, interchangeable parts and pieces. I just hope that these have some fun elements to them. Like
you can see Johnny Storm's fun element there. That's what's coming. Two of them. That's what's coming to them.
I know, that's what's sad, isn't it? It's like the same fucking flame effects that just get loose over time and fall. The amount of these that are just on my floor because they just flip off the wrists. Like, make some new effects. Come on, Hasbro, make some new effects. We need a Maximum Mr. Fantastic. Yeah, we did a whole stream on Maximum series. Absolutely, Maximum Mr. Fantastic would make a lot of sense. Caleb says, I hope we at least get a flame on head. I think they'd probably rather give... Well, they actually, if he's wearing his suit, they could just give you a flame on head, I suppose. But then, we've already seen in the trailer, he goes fully flamed on. So I'd rather get the fully flamed on figure than just a flamed on head. But you never know. You never know. Let's bounce back. Can you see any suggestions from the chat, Rich? What else do you think we're going to see next week? Paul says it makes me think...
No one gave any good suggestions. They were really crap this week, the chat. Were bad chat.
Yeah, terrible. So come on, where are your suggestions, people? Makes me think of the ill-fated new Blade movie, what was supposed to be all about the daughter being a vampire hunter. I didn't know that was supposed to be the story of it. But that movie, like, they're going to end up recasting Blade. Just give Wesley Snipes a bloody another Blade movie at this point. Andrew says Marvel vs. Capcom based on the teasers. Christian says Secret Wars Wave 2. Now, there was a rumoured Secret Wars Wave 2 just a couple of weeks ago. We did discuss it on one of the shows. And the rumoured wave is it this one? Yeah, that was this. Oh, no, that's what we want. Is that what we wanted, or was that what was rumoured? Yeah, that was what was rumoured, right?
Who knows?
Who knows? I can't remember.
Like Daredevil and something in it. Was it Daredevil?
That one? Was that it? Was that?
I think it was that. There was the sixth one they didn't know. So I think we said Volcano, didn't we? But
yeah, to go along with
anything.
Titania, yeah. These are two rumoured waves, but these are 2026 waves, apparently, based on the rumours. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to see any of that this week. There's still lots of gaps to fill currently for Legends, for sure. Super Sorrow says, I wonder if we will see Deadpool 3 figures of Blade, Elektra, Gambit, and Laura. I think if they have got them, and I think the community would definitely really want them, that's like maybe an San Diego Comic-Con reveal. Do you know, like,
yeah,
very pop culture based. They could show them off. It would get people talking on the shop floor. I think if they have got them so close to San Diego Comic-Con, they're just going to wait until, because they're the type of figures they can actually show off at the booth, and you'd get casuals that are not just avid collectors but just fans of the movie would see them and talk about them. So if they are coming, it'll be then.
It's like with the Capcom, I think them and that would be better at MCM. And like Jamie said about like Rachel and Mephisto, I think Rachel would be a good MCM reveal for like the comic book fans as well.
San Diego,
I think San Diego.
Yeah.
Sorry, if you were doing characters like that, you would save them for a Comic-Con rather than revealing them on a live stream. That's what I would think. I think because I would say like I think they released Shanna last week because news had gone like very muted on Marvel Legends, and what people were saying was, what the fuck is the price going to be now with the tariff? That was the only conversation going on.
Yeah.
So I would think they would reveal some things that the most wanted or that the community's been asking for, especially since like the reviews for Maximum Hulk have been going up, and they don't seem to be that good, to be honest with you. I think they want some good positive going on at the minute, because I think this year hasn't been that positive for Marvel Legends, I would say.
No, I agree. It's been a bit, I don't know, like my most anticipated this year are still the stuff they revealed last year with Dragon Man and Sentinel. There hasn't really been anything massive that we hit. I did have that image, didn't I, of all the figures that got revealed, but since then we've had lots more, so the image I made is pretty out of date now, to be honest. I don't remember what week it was I showed it off, but oh, here it is here. So since I made this picture, more figures have been revealed. But yeah, so far this year's been solid. Like, I'm not saying this year's been terrible, but like there's just nothing that's really stood out like above everything else. Like I think in their mind, the Maximum series was supposed to be that, but instead the narrative got flipped and people just weren't a fan. So hopefully they have something else up their sleeve. But yeah, for me, the two most anticipated of this year, released or not, are still the two bigger items that were revealed technically last year. So yeah, there has been more reveals since this image, of course, but this is what I put together a while ago. But yeah, there's got to, if they usually do a pre-order every day, every week, or until San Diego Comic-Con. So we know there's one pre-order there on the 30th of May for the Fantastic Four. So let me just count the weeks to San Diego. So we know San Diego is the 24th. So the 30th of May is, we know that's Fantastic Four. Then we've got the 6th of June, 13th of June, 20th of June, 27th of June. These are all Fridays, just randomly. 4th of July, 11th of July, 18th of July. So 8 weeks. So are they going to give us 8 weeks worth of pre-orders before San Diego Comic-Con?
I would say no, just because of the whole what price and what's happening with tariffs. Then like everyone seems to be holding back to the bit of the minute. So I think there's things like the Fantastic Four wave that they've got to reveal to get out in time for the movie. I'd imagine they're already in the warehouses if they are coming out before the movie. Again, if they're coming out in January...
Well, seeing the product shots does give me hope that they're a lot further forward than like the Thunderbolts, for example. So,
but that's weird to me when Thunderbolts was like filmed and locked 2 years ago. How they didn't get them out in time, and then unless there was lots of reshoots, who knows? But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But yeah, I don't think we get 8 weeks worth of pre-orders, but I do think we're going to get maybe like 4 or 5 things that will pre-order before San Diego Comic-Con, because you can always slow down and just go silent a couple of weeks before San Diego, because everyone's just waiting for that to bubble up anyway. So they don't need a reveal until the exact week. They can just give us enough to tie us over in June, and then in July slow down again, because all the focus will be at San Diego Comic-Con. So yeah, at least 4 sets of 4 things to be revealed to pre-order, I think, whether it be 2-packs, single packs, whatever it needs to be. But yeah, again, confirmation that Dan Yoon, again, this is on Twitter, you can see for yourself. He's basically saying Fantastic Four is getting revealed next week, but don't worry, there be more. So yeah, speculate away, because that's exactly what we're going to do on the after show. So if you are a Who Crew Deluxe member, then bring some good ideas for us, please. Think out, use your investigative brains and see what you can think of, for sure. Aaron saying he agrees with Kevin. He says, I totally need a Charlie 27, a Nikki, a Starhawk, Martin X. Rich hates when I talk about the original Guardians.
The original fucking Guardians guys, you're so shit. It's like, do Mantis, do Gamora, do the updated ones. Like, no one wants the original ones. Like, only Dan, that's it. And 3 people in the chat.
Me, Aaron, Wiley, and Kevin do, right? We want the original Guardians. We want to complete those teams. Let's have. Let me just have a look at my behind the scenes here. What else have I got? I don't know. We're going to be. The advantage of us streaming on a Thursday means that we can stream next week straight after the reveals, and happy days. Be right on top of it. What's for Puma saying? Thunderbolts was supposed to come out in July. The MCU pushing movies around, defo impacting the figure releases. Yeah, it's been like that for years at this point, hasn't it? After COVID, nothing's been perfect. We can add Craig onto our list of original Guardians. Craig wants some as well. I'm just going to start a petition for anyone who wants the original Guardian team, and see if we can get that complete. We need an updated John Doe at this point as well, and Advanced Astro. Like, they need updates as too. Just give us a box set of the updated Guardians. That'd be nice. Oh, RJ wants added to that list as well. Nice. I'm starting a petition, Rich, all right? You don't have to sign it if you don't want to. It's fine. What about any more figures like that are attached to that Daredevil and Punisher wave, which we're assuming are as a wave? Like I didn't watch any of. I haven't even seen season 2 or 3 of What If on Disney Plus. I have. I don't know. Not that I don't want to watch them. I just haven't seen them. Like, are we going to get more figures from that? That's usually what Disney Plus waves have been recently, haven't they?
I mean, I haven't seen. I saw, I think, one episode of season 2 of What If. I mean, I haven't even finished it. I've kind of like given up with the Disney Plus shows now. It's kind of like they just. I liked Agatha all along, and I would take anything from Agatha all along.
I never even finished Agatha. You know, I never.
Oh,
got
Agatha was good.
I never
Agatha
finished
was good.
it. I did watch a bit of it.
But yeah, like I mean, like I'm not hyped for Ironheart. I saw 2 episodes of Daredevil, and I loved the original Daredevil, but it doesn't.
I didn't watch Echo. Echo's the only one I've missed, and then I
didn't miss much.
I missed about 3 episodes of Agatha. Like I was watching, and then I just never went back to it, and I don't know why. Don't know why. So clearly didn't pull me in.
I think though they've realised with the MCU that there's too much of it. There's too much out there. I think that's why the TV shows have been like reined into like one a year, the animated shows.
Quality over quantity, they've said. Kevin Feige has also publicly said that he doesn't want people to feel overwhelmed and feel like they need to do homework to watch these movies. So there is no doubt in my mind that Secret Wars is a hard reset for, maybe not a hard reset, but definitely a reboot of some form for the MCU, like where some characters will, like, just think in the actual 2015 Secret Wars, characters like Miles Morales carried over into the main universe, Captain America changed hands to Sam Wilson and stuff like that. So I do think whatever they do in Secret Wars, some elements of the previous MCU will continue, but it gives them an opportunity to recast, reset, and stuff like that as well. So yeah, this is why it makes the MCU really interesting for these next 2 years, because there's apparently another film that hasn't been announced yet before we get to Secret Wars, because there's Doomsday, a brand new day for Spider-Man, and then there's meant to be another film before we get to Secret Wars that hasn't been revealed yet. It's meant to be in November of 2026. But it's not been revealed, but it's still on the Disney schedule. So at San Diego Comic-Con,
Eternals 2, Eternally, yeah.
People are saying it could be a Thor 5 or a Doctor Strange 3, and they're calling it like something through the something about, I can't even. There was a few leaked titles for Doctor Strange out there as well. Doctor Strange 3 does make the most sense because he's apparently meant to be dealing with incursions. So they called the last movie Multiverse of Madness, and we got about 10 minutes of the multiverse. So that was a very misleading title. So if they're going to call it Incursions and you were spending 5 minutes in Incursion multiverse, it would be pretty annoying. But him and Clea are meant to be dealing with incursions. So,
but that's the thing is with these fids, there's so many like loose threads,
yeah,
and set up things, and they've never paid them off ever.
Yeah. That's what Endgame did so well. Endgame did tie up all these little loose threads and bows and these story beats and the character interactions and stuff like that. That's what I loved about Endgame. And like
Doomsday will just be like the first 2 minutes will be just the Eternals and Doom just killing every one of them and be like, oh, there we are, ta-ra.
Yeah, Harry Styles and Pit the Troll come through a door and Doom just slams it in their face or something like that. Like, yeah, that's what Doom needs to do at the start of Doomsday. Just go and kill all these loose threads. Yeah, that needs to happen. The Eternals they don't even bother paying the Eternals cast to return. They just look up at a plane or something and go, look, the Eternals are in that plane, and then it just explodes and they're like, oh wow, what a shame. A Celestial crushes them in his hands. They're with a Celestial now, right? Ain't half of them with Celestial or something like that? I think so.
Half of them have gone. Half of them on a ship with Harry Styles. And there's a couple of them on Earth, aren't they? I'm sure some of them are left.
I can't remember. I know some of them got kidnapped by a Celestial, and then Harry Styles popped up. I genuinely can't remember.
Some were on a ship. Some were captured by Celestial, and it was like, didn't Sprite stay on Earth?
I think the thing is, right, we take the piss out of Eternals. I don't even think it's as bad as people make out. Like, I really don't. Like, it's not one of the worst. It's not the worst MCU movie. It's not in the top category, but it's not rock bottom. Love and Thunder is worse than that. Love and Thunder.
Eternals was boring. That was my problem with Eternals. Yeah. It was a lot like,
Your Boys Got Toys has got it. He said the Eternals died on their way back to their home planet, like Poochie in The Simpsons. They just put up some text at the start of the movie. Eternals is better version of Inhumans TV, but not a movie. Amanda still doesn't forgive me for making her go and see episode 1 and 2 of the Inhumans at IMAX. What, honestly, we went to fucking IMAX.
Of all things
that was their big thing. They were hyping it up, weren't they? Episode 1 and 2 of the Inhumans at IMAX.
Medusa shaving their head in 3D.
now reflecting, I realise how crap it was. But like then, I was like, oh, the Inhumans. Oh, what an idiot! What an idiot! Oh yeah, Amanda still doesn't forgive. She nearly hated the MCU because of that. It's like her hair is right in my face. Watch it again, Dan. Refresh your. Yeah, maybe I will. I do like every couple of years. I do like doing a month where I literally rewatch the MCU. So I will rewatch the whole MCU before Doomsday. It will happen. Yeah, it'll be one of those things where I'll watch one movie a night for a month or so, something like that. I don't know. Maybe it's harder now because there's 37, right? It was easier back then. So it was like 12 or whatever, but now it's like 37.
Just watch the good ones. Don't watch the shit ones.
More than one a month.
What's the worst MCU movie?
Oh, for me, Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder.
It nearly ruined. It turned Thor and his whole side characters into a joke. They had a really good, like, comic villain in Gore. Like, you've read the Gore story. Like, it's the God Butcher.
Yeah.
Like, and they cast Christian Bale as well, a great actor. Like, and they turned him into a joke as well. Like, and then all these kids get powered up fucking effects. And Jane Foster's story in the comics again is another really emotional story in the comics. And like, they whizzed through that quickly, and then they turned the gods into a joke as well. Like, just think, the end credits of Thor: Love and Thunder is that idiot from fucking Ted Lasso as fucking Hercules. Like, I'm as hench as that guy, do you know what I mean? Like, it's fucking Hercules. It needs to be a big, buff hench, and it's just a guy from Ted Lasso. Like, come on. Love and Thunder nearly single-handedly killed the MCU. Anyway, rant over. Sorry. What's your worst MCU movie? And why isn't it Love and Thunder?
It's not Love and Thunder because I found that entertaining. It wasn't good, but it wasn't like awful. See, because the boring man. So like Eternals was boring, which is worse to me. And like Thor: The Dark World, I would never watch that again. That's a fucking awful movie.
The Aether and the Dark Elves. And Malekith, come on now.
No, that was good actors wasted. That was just a load of shit. That's a bad movie.
I just think we're looking for, like you said, I can understand the entertainment element. There's like Korg and that. They're all. I get like as a single, but as a chapter of the MCU, not a good movie. As a single like popcorn movie, I get it. All right, you can watch that and have a good time with it. But if you then want that to be a jigsaw piece within the grand MCU, it's just out of sync. It's just out of tone. It's just not right. Like, Thor is meant to be the god of the Avengers. He is meant to be a gangster. Like, he is a god, and he turned him into a joke. And now he's a dad in an apron with Love and Thunder. Well, are they going to carry, like, that's not I'm like, are they going to carry that into, instead of a hammer, is he going to have a fucking frying pan in Doomsday, like up against Doctor Doom? Like, Thor needs some redemption. That's why Chris Hemsworth needs to do a fifth one. And redemption. He wants the guy that did the first Thor movie to come back to do that, to do the fifth one. Even Chris Hemsworth wants redemption.
But I would say, because like I said, like to me, Dark World is the worst Thor movie, and I would say Ragnarok it is my favorite Thor movie. I think that kind of saved the Thor.
And they
franchise
and they leaned too much on the. So that was like just the right amount of humour for Thor, because it was Thor and Hulk in a different world. They had characters like the Grandmaster, and it was just the right amount. But they leaned too much. It's like they dialed that comedic tone to 11 for Love and Thunder, and it just went in the opposite. It just didn't work at all. Like, they got the balance just right with Ragnarok, and they tried to lean too heavily in that tone and got it completely wrong in Love and Thunder. Because they fast-tracked Love and Thunder because of the success of Ragnarok. So yeah, it's just a shame. But Captain America 4 wasn't fun, and that's the main issue with it, similar to Thor 2, but that was worth. Captain America 4 was frustrating because it had elements that could have been good, and it was like just ripped up. It was like pulled apart. Like, the Serpent Society wasn't really the Serpent Society, was it? The leader.
You could tell they'd done a lot of work in like post-production.
It was a patchwork. It was like a patchwork movie. Like, the end of the movie, it was like they were leading towards Betty Ross being at that field that would have been the reason that Thunderbolt Ross went human or whatever. But nope, she just visited him in the raft. Like, where were your fucking where were you earlier, Betty? Do you know, like, oh, don't.
Also, the CGI now was like watching
Really
Power
bad.
Rangers in the 90s.
Yeah,
it was
that
not,
was
not
like
good. Not good.
Anthony
CGI.
Mackie and a green screen. Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, it was bad. Such a shame. I had high hopes for for Cap 4, but yeah, I agree. There was patchwork. Anyway, we've went well off topic, Rich. So let's wrap this up and remind the people that Marvel Legends, of course, will have a live stream next Thursday. Brandon's in the chat. Maybe Brandon will tell us what they're revealing. Brandon, what are they revealing next week?
John donated $5.
John, thank you.
How do you make a bad Viking movie terrible? You make a Thor movie.
Yeah, John, I'm with you, mate. I'm with you, especially recently. Yeah, I'm with you, John. John, how do you make a bad Viking movie terrible? Turn it into a Thor movie. Yeah, for sure. Try and sprinkle in too much weird humour. Quantumania was another disappointing one as well. Kang, that whole Kang story is now, they leaned so much into Kang, and now because of Jonathan Majors' real life stuff, they're backtracking, and Kang's now honestly. The MCU is a bit sloppy, let's be honest. No one disagrees with that.
I didn't hate Quantumania, but then Michelle Pfeiffer is probably my favourite actress of all time. So if she'd have been in Eternals, it would have been better. If she'd have been in Dark World, I'd have watched it again.
I really like Paul Rudd as well. Paul Rudd doesn't really ever put a foot wrong. Like, do you know that film you watched?
Death of a
I was about to say.
I want my money back.
I was about to ask, is he still do you still like him in that movie though, or does he?
No, it's a terrible fucking movie.
Okay, cool.
They're not funny. It's not scary. It's a terrible movie, and it's got loads of funny actors in it. And it's just, I don't know. It's a really bad movie.
I ain't seen it.
Really bad. Do not watch it.
A lot of people are talking about Kang now as well. I would have recasted Kang. Yeah, they leaned so. Just think, Doomsday wasn't meant to happen. It was meant to be Kang's Death Dynasty, wasn't it? And they teased that with the Council of Kangs at the end of Quantumania. So, like, the MCU itself had a plan. Like, Kevin Feige had a plan. But then real-life politics forced him to change it. They ringed up fucking Robert Downey Jr. and the Russo brothers and went, please save us. And now we've just got to hope that they can make this work and just make it feel like it was all supposed to be this way. That's how I want to feel at the end of this.
Do you think, though, even without that, the reaction to Quantumania would have changed the course? Because obviously that wasn't well received. So...
No, I don't... No. I don't think that changes the reception of Quantumania. I just mean like.
No, I mean, if Jonathan Majors hadn't done all the stuff that he did, like in his personal life, do you not think they would have still got rid of Kang because Quantumania was like such a dud?
No.
I
reckon even if they were planning to get to Doom, they would have carried on with Kang a little bit, because just think it could have been Kang's dynasty, and then a Doom film in between, or a fantastic, or whatever. I do think they would. I do think it was Jonathan Majors beating up his girlfriend, like so.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I don't even know anymore. I don't even know what we say.
Who knows? But yeah, again, like real world politics, and good. Jonathan Majors should get consequences for his actions, but. It's just crazy that how the acts of an individual in their personal life has this big knock-on effect within pop culture. It's crazy. But anyway, let's wrap up. Let me just remind the people, we are going to do the after show. Well, I'm going to do the after show at least. So if you are Who Crew Deluxe, start hitting me with those fresh DMs. We did not hit our goal this evening, so it will not be public for the people, but that's okay. It will still exist for the channel members, and I appreciate you for it. To be fair, me and Rich have just went off on a right tangent here at the end of this stream anyway, so I don't blame yous. Let me close the poll before I forget. Let me close it. It ended with 50%. Are you interested in the Marvel Legends Fantastic Four figures? 51% said yes, 39% said no, and 9% said depends on the movie. So a mixed bag there. But I'm always curious to see the figures, and usually if the figures are good, it sort of just whets the appetite to get excited about the movie. So we will find out very soon, as next week the 5 stream will be 4 p.m. our time, Rich. So me and Rich will go live at our regular time slot, recapping all of the reveals. But as I said, right now we're going to go off to the extra show. So Rich, tell the good people where they can find you online.
You can find me on Instagram. I would say it's Stan Who, and you can't find me there. I'm on Displayed Once on Instagram.
Yeah, it's underneath. It's right there the whole time. You can follow me. It's Dan Who. And as I said, we'll be back next week, next Thursday. I'm going to try this week do an actual review of Cerebro. So, and I'll probably do a review of Lizard and Electro as well. So I will get back into the swing of doing some Marvel Legend reviews on the channel. And then hopefully next week we have lots of new Marvel Legend news to discuss. So fingers crossed for some good stuff. And yeah, we will see you next week, people, all right? Follow us over to the after show if you are a channel member. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye. Click one of these. I don't know what I'll put there yet, but click it. I brought some stuff on Temu. You can click that. And I got a robe from Mondo. You can click that as well. Click either one. Go and check it out. And hopefully next week is going to be a lot more fun Marvel Legends news, all right? Bye-bye.